Tatarstan Airlines Flight 363 was a scheduled domestic passenger flight, operated by Tatarstan Airlines on behalf of Ak Bars Aero, from Moscow to Kazan, Russia. On 17 November 2013, at 19:24 local time, the Boeing 737-500 crashed during an aborted landing in Kazan International Airport, killing all 44 passengers and 6 crew members on board. According to the official investigation report, the crash was a result of the pilot error, arising from a lack of skill to recover from an excessive nose-up attitude during a go-around procedure. The pilot's deficiencies were caused by a deficiency in the airline's safety management and a lack of regulatory oversight. One member of the commission filed an alternative opinion report, however, claiming that the commission had ignored the possible malfunction of the aircraft's elevator's controls. The Boeing 737-53A, registration number VQBBN, had been in service for more than 23 years. It had been operated by 7 airlines. Owned by Airbus from its manufacture, it was leased to Eurala, Air France, Uganda Airlines, Riosal, Blue Air Bulgaria Air, and Tatarstan Airlines. While in service with Riosal, on 17 December 2001, the aircraft crashed about 70 meters short of the runway, while landing at Tancredo Neves International Airport under adverse weather conditions, damaging its landing gear. All 108 passengers and crew on board survived. On 26 November 2012, the aircraft made an emergency landing in Kazan due to problems with cabin depressurization shortly after takeoff. Flight 363 took off from Domodedovo International Airport in Moscow at 6:25 p.m. local time, destined for Kazan International Airport, some 800 kilometers east of Moscow. Whilst on final approach to Kazan International Airport, the crew initiated a go-around due to an unstable approach, but crashed onto the runway in a 75-degree nose-down attitude, at a speed of 242 knots, moments later, and exploded upon impact with the ground. A second explosion occurred 40 seconds after impact. One of the airport's surveillance cameras caught the crash on video. All 44 passengers and 6 crew members were killed. There were no casualties on the ground. High winds and cloudy conditions were reported at the airport at the time of the crash. The Kazan International Airport was kept closed for about 24 hours, serving only transit flights, before it was fully reopened on 18 November. The full list of the passengers and crew was published by the Ministry of Emergency Situations. Among the deaths were Iarek Minikanov, son of Tatarstan President Rustam Minikanov, as well as the head of Tatarstan's Federal Security Service Regional Office, Alexander Antonov. The Interstate Aviation Committee launched an investigation into the crash and arrived at the site on 18 November. Both flight recorders, the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, were recovered from the wreckage. The Tatarstan Transport Prosecution Office has opened a criminal investigation into the crash. The American National Transportation Safety Board dispatched a team of investigators to the crash site. On 19 November, Alexander Yatlin, the director of Tatarstan Airlines, declared that although the cockpit crew was experienced, the captain of the airliner may have lacked experience performing a go-around maneuver. Moments before the crash, the pilot informed the control tower that the aircraft was not properly configured for landing and initiated a go-around before plunging into the ground, as if it had stalled. Investigators said the possible causes of the accident included technical malfunction as well as pilot error. On 22 November, the British Air Accidents Investigation Branch announced they had joined the investigation and had dispatched investigators to Kazan. Tatarstan Airlines Boeing 737-500 Accident Technical Investigation Board of IAC informs about preliminary results of flight data recorder information recovery.